Hi everyone, a very good evening and welcome to yet another Edelweiss Connect classroom session. As usual, we thank you for your time and your patronage in making this initiative of ours a great success. And as has been now a regular tradition that we come and present a topic every month through which our endeavor has always been to help you make better informed investment decisions. And on that same note, today, the topic that we have chosen, and it's quite a long title, as you can see, it's called Unlock Financial Freedom, Budget Wisely, Invest Smartly, Live Boldly. Now, if you honestly ask me, it's a very apt title for what we are going to discuss, and somewhere help you create a roadmap to ensure that in the long run of your investment journey, you are able to create sufficient money for all your future requirements, for all your planned and maybe even unplanned expenses, and have a higher degree of financial security. Right. So on that note, let's begin. But sorry, before I begin, as usual, if you have any queries or questions, please post it in the chat box, and I will respond to each and every one of those queries and questions towards the end. On that note, now let's begin and let's start. So when it comes to our income or our money, right, we all work very hard, right, to earn our income. I mean, it's not easy for any one of us, and we all constantly keep on working harder so that somewhere or the other our income increases, right, and we continually earn our income, right. Now, when we earn that income, what we do from that income that is generated, we spend some money, which is obviously a requirement. I have needs, I have requirements, I have monthly bills. I mean, all of those get facilitated from the income that I earn. And then from whatever's left, as it's called savings, whatever is my savings, I invest. Now, this is something which is a regular process, and I'm not going to get into any debate whether it's the right way or the wrong way. I mean, it's something which most of us in our cycle works in this fashion. The idea for our investments is, for most of us at least, is that these investments over a period of time should be able to give me a higher degree of financial security and comfort. Right? I have more money, so it somewhere gives me financial security. I have more money, it gives me some kind of financial comfort. So if I want to do something, I know I have the money, I can very easily do it. That's the idea, right, for our investments. But in very honest way, if I were to ask you, does this really happen? When I'm investing in over a period of time, do I get that comfort? Do I get that security? And frankly speaking, I think perhaps not. Because I am constantly in that thought that, in the last 5 years, my income has risen, my investment has risen, my expenses also risen. Now, will I have enough? Do I have enough? Let's say, that's a constant question, which looms in all of our heads, isn't it? Am I doing enough? Is it the right way to do it? Have I done enough? Am I on the right track? That if I were to say that confidence, that what I'm doing is working and it will work, is something which usually lacks. And hence, I keep on thinking, what different should I do? What is it that I should do differently? And, is there a reason, is there something that I need to do differently, if at all? And these all questions keep coming in my mind. So can I do something differently, or should I do something differently, or what should I do? Let's try and find out through the course of the session. And the first thing that we should all do is we should plan, prepare, and persist. Now, a few months back, I did a session on money management where I spoke about why you should have a financial plan. Right now, we all have a life plan, right? So for example, I know that if I were to just give some examples, that I may want to go on a world tour, you know, or I may want to ensure that I have enough money to ensure that my kids have a very, very comfortable education in life. Or I may want to ensure that I have enough for my retirement. Or I may want to do something where I have enough to buy a big luxurious car. Or it may be to buy a bigger house. Now, all of these are actually life plans, right? I want to do this in my life. But to do this or whatever I want to do in my life, I need to have the money. And that money comes from a financial plan of how do I create that money. And that is why financial planning actually is the key. It's perhaps mundane for a lot of people. No, it's very it's very rudimentary. It's very regimentary. It's stuck up. It makes you follow a process. And I don't know if but it's very, 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 very important. We need to do that, right? And if I want to create something in the future, I need to have an investment pool. Now, the only way I can have an investment pool is either I have enough savings through which I invest, or I create that savings first, right? How do I create that saving? I will create that savings by actually knowing where am I spending my money and where can I cut down some expenses so that I save more. And when I save more, I can invest more. This actually knowing on where I'm spending, is a habit which I would genuinely, request all of you to inculcate and practice. Primarily because once I know this, you will automatically feel that you are in better control and you're getting better at managing your own money, which I think very, very important, for our own financial well-being. So that's something which I would urge all of you to start doing. Like I said, you will have a life plan. Life plan, in financial words, if I were to put it, they are known as financial goals, right? So there could be some short-term goals, there could be some medium-term goals, there could be some long-term goals. Some short-term goal would be something that next year you want to go and buy a big television. You want to re-decorate your, you want to you want to go on a holiday for next year. You may know, right? So, for example, people with families usually plan their holidays during summer holidays of their children. So, and if it's a regular affair every year, you know that maybe this May is just a month away, a month and a half away, but next year May again I will go. So that could be a short-term goal. Right, a medium-term goal would be that you want to buy and upgrade your car, you want to redecorate your home, and a long-term goal could be that you want to buy a completely new house. You want to plan for your retirement, you want to look and ensure that you are sufficient for your children's education or anything else. So you could have different goals, and these goals get attached to a timeline, right? I mean, when do you want this money? So so when you have a life plan, you plan it, you create a timeline around it, and then basis that you create some kind of a plan. If you yourself are adept at doing it, do it, or you get help from some expert, from a financial advisor, who will help you understand what you should be doing and how you should be doing and how you can manage to invest to reach for those life plans that you're setting yourself up for. And one more thing which we should keep on doing is we should also continually improve our own knowledge on investments. So there is a lot of information that is available, right? And we read, we have some kind of an understanding, and but somewhere even post that understanding, maybe I don't feel confident. The only way I will feel confident is to have a little deeper understanding. And, that deeper understanding will come by taking maybe some certification courses, because that helps you make better informed decisions. Now, why is this important? It's also, see, although you may want to take, the help of an external person, but still at the same time, you yourself having some knowledge always helps. So work on improving your own knowledge sets with regards to investments, because that helps you have better conversations, that helps you take better decisions, and these decisions then will help you, in getting better leverage and better investment choices, and then eventually creating better investment decisions for your own self. So plan, prepare, persist. You need to do this. One more thing which we should all do is, we should all broaden our horizons. And I've written over here, don't shy away from equities. Now, this is something which you would read and say, no, I to invest. So I'm not shying away from equity. So why is this written like this? Now, the point is, when the markets are doing well, we all look at investments in equity, and it's a fact, right? We all invest, and when markets are doing well, we feel very nice that we made such a great choice, choosing this asset class, which is now doing extremely well. So, for example, last year 2023 was a fairly good year for equity investment, right? And people who had invested regularly, lump sum, however, would have seen very healthy returns. Right. And that kind of, tells you, wow, I made a great choice. Now, the problem is not that I'm doing this, right? The problem is that the market's inherent gene has a component of volatility. So the markets will fluctuate, right? Markets will go up, markets will come down. And it is when the markets fall down or have some kind of a correction that most of us start having doubts that, have I made the right choice? Should I have booked some profits? Should I have at that point removed this money and done something else? Now, all of these questions, keep coming, and this doubt keeps plaguing my mind, because somewhere, my confidence level on this asset class, even though maybe I've seen some returns in my own portfolio, is not very high. And that is why I'm saying, don't shy away from equities. Equity investments over the long term have proven to generate much better than inflation returns, have proven to generate a decent amount of wealth for its investors who stay for the long term. So the idea is, if I stay invested, the probability that I will create something which is going to be like, a very upside surprise for me, or which may be an upside surprise for me, is very, very high. So don't shy away from this. One more thing which I think the reason why we have this doubt on this asset class, on equity investment, because for most of us is what I call all of us is first generation equity investors. It's not something which our parents did. They did different investments like traditional fixed deposits, maybe gold, maybe real estate. So we've heard about those conversations, during dinner table conversations of how they've generated decent returns. But equity is something which perhaps we have dabbled, and our parents never did. So for us, this is new. So everything that happens, even if I have spent some years, makes me doubt whether I have taken the right course, right? Because I don't have somebody, where there is a history, rather not somebody, where there's a history where I have seen in close quarters of how this has generated returns. Although I have data which I'm seeing, and I have perhaps, if I've stayed invested for a period of time, I've seen in my own portfolio also. And, when I see those returns in my portfolio, my own conviction starts going up. But if I want to continually see that, the only way I will do that is when I stay invested. And always when it comes to equity, think long term. Volatility, like I said, is a component of investment on the equity markets, whether directly or through mutual funds, which is unavoidable, which is uncontrollable. We need to absorb this. There is no other choice, and we need to stay put. If you have a longer horizon, then you invest in equity or equity-related instruments, and you stay invested over that period of time, believing that you made the choice with the right amount of research, right? So broaden your horizons. Don't shy away from this. That's something which becomes very, very important if I, over a long term period, wish to generate, not only inflation beating, but a decent upside in my investments. That's the second thing. Third thing is, one thing which we should all do is, for a lot of people, when they think about what they want to do with their money. Let's say you start with that, and I know what I'm going to achieve with the money that I have. It also becomes very, very important that I keep on rechecking my goals and reprioritizing, more importantly, because at every life stage, my priorities will change. If I'm a single person, single unmarried person, I may be thinking about where should I go for my next holiday? What's the next purchase that I should be doing? Because I have no responsibilities. I have, and I'm earning well. Then I get married. Automatically I have, I have one more person to be responsible for. During that stage, I will start thinking of, do I need a bigger house? Do I need a bigger car? Now, a bike may not be the best way to travel from one place to another, but I should have a car. So these things get added. Then if I go one step further and I have children, then I also want to be a responsible parent. So I would want to think about what are their requirements, what are their needs, and what I need to do to ensure that their needs are satiated, without me having a lot of stress. And then, of course, after that, when my kids grow up, I may be reaching my retirement phase. So that's another phase which we will all have. So a lot of us will pass through these phases, right? Now, when I'm passing through these phases, what's also important to know is to reevaluate, rather, is my priorities in each phase may change. And hence, it becomes very, very important that I keep on rechecking and reprioritizing my requirements or my financial goals. My financial situation will also change, right? I'm not going to earn the same thing that I was earning today 10 years later. So everything changes. My lifestyle will change. My financial situation will change. My priorities will change. I need to recheck and retabulate my goals. And at the same time, one more investment mantra or tip which I would like to give you is, you must increase your investments in line with your income increase. So if my income grows by 10%, I should increase my investment by 10%. If my income grows by 5%, I should increase my income by 5%. If it increases by 25%, I should do the same. Because what happens is, then that one portion of your increase in income will always help you in your life later on. And what also happens is, when my income increases, somewhere there is an elevation in lifestyle also. Because now I'm earning more. So I want to spend more. I had one car, but today I can afford two cars, so I will buy two cars. If today I can afford a bigger house, so I will buy a bigger house. A bigger house will have bigger maintenance costs. Will probably need more staff to maintain. So all of this also then starts adding to my expense. It's not just one house that I buy, right? I mean, the entire machinery around it also expands. Now, all of these, are at an increase. Now, if I want to keep on managing these, I need to also increase my investments. And hence, this one simple mantra which I would like to give you all, or share with you all rather, is that increase your investments in line with your increase in income. So if it's 10%, increase 10%. So if your income grows by 10,000 rupees, you will invest 1,000 rupees more, right? 10% of that. Now, what this clearly does is, you still have some more money left, but you are also increasing your investments by that. Now, this becomes really good for you in the long run. So recheck your goals, reprioritize, and increase your investments in line with your increase in income. One more thing which we should all do, and something I think this is one part which is ignored by a lot of us, that we should have a contingency fund. See, unplanned expenditures, unfortunate instances, can happen to any one of us at any point in time. And this somewhere have a deep impact in my pocket, right? So I should have some kind of a contingency or an unplanned fund created. This will help me tide over that. So for example, let's say, right now, if you see, there is an IPL season going on. Let's say you like to watch this on your living room on your big TV, but something happens to the TV, and it's unrepairable. You will have to buy a new one, and you will buy a big one, and a big TV may be expensive. Something happens as a medical emergency. So COVID was a time, 2020, when COVID hit us, right? For a lot of us, we reevaluated, do I have enough that if I get hospitalized, I can go without, stress. Maybe I have Mediclaim. Maybe the Mediclaim can be claimed later on, but I may need to pay first. So to ensure that I am able to pay first, I need to have that sum. Right. So the idea is always create a contingency fund. I mean, I'm working at Edelweiss, but if tomorrow, let's say, unfortunately, something happens and I am no longer working over there, and there may be a period where I'm without a job, do I have enough to manage my lifestyle, or at least take care of my basic costs for some period, at least till such time that I get another job? I need to create a strong contingency for myself. One more thing which I should work on slowly but surely is try to first reduce my debt component, and then eventually, try to eliminate this totally. Now, why is this important? Because, what happens is if my debt goes down, my liabilities go down. It does two things. A, I have more to invest. One, and B, it also kind of, has its own positive impact on my mental health, that I don't have liabilities, right? So that's why I think, we should continuously work on first eliminating, and then over a period of time trying to eliminate debt as quickly and as quickly as possible. Whenever there is a gain, you should evaluate, should I repay some part of my loan, or should I look at something else, because yearly incentives, that you get, or a sudden increase in your paycheck, or some unplanned gains that you have, try to see if you can start looking at paying off some part of it. Slowly but surely work towards reducing and eliminating your debt. As you do that, you will automatically see now you have more money to then make more larger investment decisions, which will then help you create further wealth. One more thing which we should all do is we must check our credit score. Many of us, I'm sure most of us, may not even know what our credit score is. Now, your credit score actually impacts all your big ticket purchases. Like buying a home, for example, when you're going for a loan, the first thing that the bank will do is they will check your credit score. If your credit score is healthy, only then will they give you a loan. If they don't think it's healthy, then trust me, getting a loan will be a very, very big challenge. So you must know your credit score, you must track it, you must ensure that it's very healthy. So for that, some basic things that you need to do, you need to ensure that, you're paying all your bills on time. You're not overspending on your credit card, and, using your credit card within the limits. And these are things, when they get stretched, they have a negative impact on your credit score. So use it wisely. And the last thing which we should all do is, as soon as possible, start saving for your retirement. Now, this is your biggest expense, right? Why is it your biggest expense? Primarily because, let's say I retire at 60. The average lifespan in India today is between 78 to 82. So on an average, I will live for 20 odd years post-retirement, right? And 20 years of living without having an active source of income means that I need to have sufficient wealth created, right? So I need to plan. I need to ensure that I have enough. Now, today we are also in this situation where we have nuclear families. So most of us will be in a situation where our children may not stay with us, even if they stay with us. Now, from 23, 24, when I started working up to 60, that's about 37 years of my life, 35 years of my life, right? I have made my own investment decisions. I have decided where I want to spend my money, how much I want to spend, when I want to spend. Now, automatically, when my income is not there, I don't want to be dependent on someone else. I don't want to. I don't want to be dependent even on my children to make these investment or to make these financial decisions for me. Or personally, maybe I would also go ahead and say that I may also not want to burden them with an additional expense. See, their own lifestyle, their own expenses will be higher perhaps than what we are doing. So at that point in time, to add one more person, they may not say, but they may not totally like the idea any which ways. So I am going to stay for 20 years, 17 years, 25 years without an active income. I need to ensure that I have sufficient, that I can live off my own money. And that is why retirement is something which we should all look at very, very seriously. Start as early as possible and stay put with this over the long term so that I am able to create this corpus sufficiently. And this corpus then takes care of me during that time when I do not have an active income source. So these are some things which we should all do, about 7 odd things, that we should all do. Have a contingency fund, know your credit score, plan your retirement, have a financial plan for your life plan, eliminate debt as slowly but surely. So continue doing these very, very simple but very, very important things to ensure that you are in control of your money, you are in control of your financials, you are in control of what you want to do with your money, and you live boldly, freely, and stressful. So this is what I had for all of us. If you have any queries or questions, as usual, please post it in the chat, and I will respond to each one of them now. Thank you very much to appreciate the presentation. And, unfortunately, we can't share this presentation, but this same video is going to be available on our YouTube link in the coming week. So please feel free to log into our YouTube channel, Edelweiss Mutual Fund. Over there is a Konnect Classroom tab, and under that tab, all our previous videos are also available, and you can use this video to show it to your child. But appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much. Anyone else with any queries or questions? We'll just wait for a minute more. If there are any questions, then I'll respond to this. Okay, we don't have questions. We have some feedback where a lot of people are appreciating the session. Thank you very much for the appreciation. We hope that we've been able to do justice to your time, and we will continue to share a more interesting subjects to help you in your investment journey, as I stated at the start also. So great. On that note, thank you very much for your time. As usual, it was a pleasure. And we will connect again in the coming month with another interesting topic to help you invest in your investment journey. Till then, do take care of yourself. See you. Bye-bye.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.